Welcome to day 400 of our Deso journey. I'm Ed Trassen. Wait, day 400. We're at day 400. Who else has day 4? Who else is it day 400 for? DOZ. DOZ is here.
Yes, we made
How
it,
did you get in here?
The back door was open. Thanks.
Yeah, so I'm Ed Krassenstein here with my twin brother Brian. We have special guest DOZ here, original gangster of Deso, WAVPOOLX creator, founder, entrepreneur. We're going to get to talking to everything you're doing on Deso. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, guys. This is fun. So excited. It's been a crazy week, so excited to hear what you guys got.
I know you've been all over the place this week. Yeah, holding Twitter spaces, Clubhouse rooms, everywhere. DAOs. Yeah, so we're gonna get to the news for a little bit, and then we'll get to everything that DOZ is doing. So Brian, what is the diamond question of the day? Yeah, so just answer this question in the comments under this video on Deso, and we'll give you some diamonds, a bunch of diamonds. And today's question is, DOZ doesn't even know what it is, but it is, what are your thoughts on WAVPOOLX and their DAO? And I learned that it's definitely WAVPOOLX and not WAVPOOLX before the show. So answer that question and we'll give you a bunch of diamonds. So we'll start with you, DOZ. What are your thoughts on WAVPOOLX and their DAO?
Man, sky's the limit. I don't think there's anything out there on the blockchain that's going to kind of touch on what this community is going to build for audio creators. So really excited about that. I think we can disrupt the music streaming industry by a large amount while cultivating a real unique community. So super excited to see talented artists from all over the world kind of get spotlit over the next few months and years. So yeah,
and I just want to say I have mad respect for you. Also, Supernovas for like jumping into this DAO thing like early days, because we don't know exactly what's going to happen, I don't think. And I think it takes a lot of confidence to do that, and obviously you have it.
Yeah. Also, you got to be crazy and just a little bit,
Yeah. Well, we know you're crazy. We already knew that.
Yeah. That's why we're gonna have some fun with this.
Yeah, we'll learn a little bit more right when we get past this news. But yeah, I'm looking forward to learning everything about WAVPOOLX. But I do have an idea, and that idea is based. So yesterday we talked about how Emulsified suggested that we add a link under each post we make, each topic we discuss in these videos, so that people can find the post that goes along with it, or the information that goes along with what we talk about. And I did start doing that yesterday, but it does kind of create a mess. There's like these long Diamond app or Desocial World links under each topic, and it kind of makes it hard to read. So I have a suggestion for a developer out there, and that suggestion is to create a bit.ly typed link shortener that randomizes the node that the post is shown on. So let's say I post like 5 different link shorteners under these videos to go along with what we're talking about. Each one could be a random node. So like maybe one of them would take you to Desocial World, one would take you to Diamond App, one would take you to Supernovas, one would take you to NFTs, and allow developers to add their node to the shortener. Just an idea. Yeah, I think that could work. And you could even, to offset any costs in running that, you could even charge like a monthly fee to each node to be in that rotation. I think that could work as well. It doesn't have to be a huge fee. It could be like, I don't know, $50 a month or something. Yeah, like deso.ly, desoli/x73ey6. That could be a link. It just takes you to a random node, whatever node. It could be Tyne's node. Yeah, I like it. So moving on, Randir and Emulsified have asked that if we could share this. And so everybody knows there's an issue with verification on Deso. Are you verified, DOZ?
Nope.
You're not verified.
At my mom's house, I'm verified though. She verifies me. I get free food. I can wash my clothes if I need to. So yeah, does that count?
I think maybe we need a verified DOZ hashtag. I mean,
oh wow,
that might be something that's needed.
Yeah, we'll see about that one.
But so there's actually a solution that Randir and Malsify have kind of come up to with help from a bunch of other community members such as Sandy Rose, Tyne, Stargazer, Gabby, Grace Space Me, Uriah V. Sanus, Goldberry, and Darian Parrish, who have all kind of been working on this idea. And the idea is this new process that they're calling interim user verification. And there's a whole document explaining how this process is going to work. I'm sharing the bit.ly link under this video. But so community members are all putting this together, and the verification process is going to be based on several things. Several criteria for eligible users are going to include tenure, recency of activity, consistency, their following, and their engagement, how much engagement they've had. And users are going to be able to nominate other users. Verified users are going to be able to nominate other users for verification. And then there's going to be voting, and other users are going to vote whether they believe this person should be verified or not. And voters are also going to have to fit into certain criteria. So just anybody can't vote. It's going to be certain people that meet certain criteria for, like consistency and recency and tenure as well. And each week, the top 5 vote recipients would be verified as long as they have over 50 votes each. So I think it's a really good idea. They also have another appendix in the document talking about an idea to kind of have a pre-verification process utilizing Desocial World's verification process. As many of you know, Desocial World does have a verification process, and they have verified a lot more users than Diamond App and BitCloud have. So I don't know. I think it's a really good idea. It can kind of push everything forward, and I think it would prevent like people who don't deserve to be verified from being verified.
Yeah, and I think that if we are headed to verification by association, I think that this is a good like stopgap. So like this is something that can get us to that point. It might be a while before we have a system for verification by association. So this could be something that can kind of satisfy the user base until we get there.
And definitely check out the document because anybody can edit it and add their comments to it. So check it out. Let Randir and Malsify know what you think. Add your comments on the actual document. And it seems like this is going to actually happen.
Yeah, and maybe DOZ can be one of the first to get verified in this manner.
You know what? DOZ is going to be the first person I nominate.
Hey, I like it. So
I'm not going to nominate him. I'm going to nominate someone else.
That works. That works. I like. Is Musai? Is he verified? Is that verified?
They should be. He should be verified. I met him in person, just like I met you, so I know you're real.
Man. A really good human, and there was an amazing live stream last night with Scott Page, and it looked beautiful on the Musai app. So if he's not verified, Brian, I guess that's number 2, or is that your number?
I'll take Musai then.
Okay. Did you attend Did you watch the live stream? I didn't have a chance to.
I did, man. It was great. It was great.
Yeah, I know Mr. Triplet put so much work into that, and Scott Page was there. It looked like a really awesome event. Matreshka and several others.
Absolutely, yeah. No, a Triplet absolutely put his best foot forward and captured the whole night, man. I'm hoping we can continue to get the news from Triplet. We may have to send him all around the world and have him.
I think he's going to Alaska soon, right? On a cruise, I heard.
Yeah, I think he told me New York too. I think NFT NYC. I think he's trying to get out there. So shout out Triplet.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So moving on, Deso put out a really long post about hypersync, and I was telling DOZ before we started recording here is that I have no clue what hypersync is. I'm not technical at all, but it's going to sound like I know what I'm talking about because I'm going to be reading some notes as I'm talking.
For your information, I wrote these notes, and I probably have a better understanding of what hypersync is, but my understanding is like that much.
Yeah, so I think most of Deso doesn't really understand hypersync except the developers. I'm sure the developers obviously understand it, but basically, it's going to vastly reduce time for a node to sync up with peers. So 20 to 30 minutes instead of hours. And I know that people said it could take up to a day for a node to like fully sync. And this is going to make it 20 to 30 minutes, which is obviously incredible. It takes advantage of the Deso storage schema, which has two key innovations, and those two key innovations are ancestral records and elliptic sum. And Deso describes ancestral records as a slimmed down snapshot that holds all relevant data for a node you sync. Instead of storing a snapshot of the entire database, it actually stores changes between different snapshots. So it's just it changes. It's much less data.
Yeah. So I mean, imagine taking a picture of this screen, and then imagine changing a bunch of stuff on the screen and having to take another picture and download all the data from the new picture. Instead of that, you just find the things that changed in the picture and just download that data. So it's a lot less data.
Exactly. Like Brian's face was distorted there. So that was a change. We don't have to have this whole snapshot. We just need to show Brian's face, something like that. That's how I understand it. So, and then the other I guess you could say, technology that's being brought up here is the innovation is elliptic sum. And elliptic sum is a cryptographic approach used in verifying a latest snapshot for validity. It needs only 33 bytes. Think about that, 33 bytes instead of tens of gigabytes, like traditional Merkle trees, which would be used for this validation. So 33 bytes, which is like nothing. It's like a few characters instead of gigabytes, tens of gigabytes of data. Ancestral records and elliptic sum decrease the amount of processed data, while multi-peer sync allows for concurrent downloading of state and peer nodes. All this means much better scalability, of course, and much more efficiency. If you thought that Deso was great for scalability and for holding all this data before, then things just got exponentially more powerful. And it really, I think, puts Deso well ahead of the game. I don't think there's any chain that can come remotely close to touching this after hypersync. And I think it's going to be a while before any chain could come remotely close. So it definitely puts Deso well ahead of the game in social, in storing a lot of data. And I think it's definitely something that's very innovative.
Yeah, and there's more details on GitHub. I'll make sure the link's also posted under this video. And DOZ, what do you think? Do you know exactly what hypersync is now?
Absolutely. Wow. I think the dilithium crystals are breaking up. I think we'll be able to hit at least, I don't know, Mach 5 or 6 by the fall.
I definitely saw the lithium crystals breaking up. I saw one break off as we were speaking, actually.
Yeah, no, honestly, just innovation, man. I love to hear the really smart people get really excited about new things that don't exist anywhere else out there. If we've got one thing going for us, I think it's that innovation and pushing, I don't know, the terminology and the definitions. I think we got the whole world like, wait, what's hypersync? That sounds amazing.
It sounds really cool. You're right.
It sounds really cool. Like let's dig a little bit deeper. So keep up with the fancy, cool names, guys, and more so shipping those awesome features. That sounds great.
I agree. So early this morning, the wee hours of the morning, and probably late night for you, DOZ, on the West Coast, I started getting messages from M. Van Halen, started seeing Tine posting like crazy on Deso. And there was an issue that was taking place on Deso. Tine and M. Van Halen both worked together to kind of figure all this stuff out and get the message out, which Nader eventually solved. But the issue that took place is where node.deso.org actually stopped accepting new blocks. And it turns out that what happened was that Core had rebooted one of the Deso Foundation nodes, and the hypersync update that was included on it caused it to fall behind. The update caused it to fall behind, I guess I should say. And Nader fixed it. He fixed the issue and rebooted, and everything's working fine again. Nader doesn't think there's any data that has been lost. They're double checking it all though. Tine was a little upset. He said, why did this take 7 hours to be discovered? And Nader said that we have alerts set if it's down for over a certain amount of time. I think it's 7 hours, and Tine thinks 7 hours is a little bit too long before Core is notified of an issue. And so maybe they want to change that. Maybe they want to move that time frame back for being alerted on issues like this. But nothing really happened. Nobody died. Nobody got injured in the process, and everything's back to normal.
Yeah, so something I noticed is last night, like before bed, I think maybe like around 10:30 or so, I actually made a post on DesoFi, which is, I believe they're using the deso.org node. And what happened was it didn't show up anywhere else. It only showed up on DesoFi, on the DesoFi app, CloutFeed app. So I did notice it last night. I just made the post again on Diamond app, and everything was fine. But so some people might have noticed it because I did. I just didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, so CloudPunk had an announcement yesterday.
Yeah, so I know yesterday we talked a lot about CloudPunk. They were considering maybe creating a series on Ethereum, an NFT series, and allowing those on Deso who own their NFTs to mint them for free on Ethereum. What they announced late yesterday, was that the Arctic Fox Pups on Ethereum it's their new NFT series. And they're giving a free mint away to anyone who joins their Discord from Deso. So I'm pretty sure this isn't what I don't know. Is this what they were talking about yesterday, or is this a separate Ethereum?
Well, they actually mentioned CloudPunk Monsters yesterday. So I think this is a separate project that Manu and maybe Daniel Kemp had been working on outside of Deso, not part of the whole CloudPunk thing going on. But I think they decided, okay, you know what? Let's use the Deso community. The Deso community seems open to the idea of us doing this stuff outside Deso. So let's use it. Let's reward the Deso community for taking part in the Discord and joining the Discord by giving them free mint. So if you want a free mint, join the Discord, and the link is going to be included. The link to the post will be included down below.
Yeah.
So the Deso community DAO has been born. The Deso community DAO. And this DAO is born to advocate for the Deso community. It's really interesting how they're doing it. So it started with Darian Parish, and it's going to be moved from being centralized to decentralized in 30 days. Started with Darian Parish, and they're going to be adding one person per day to the DAO. Although I believe they've added several more than one per day since it began. Maybe that rule, one per day, just came up. But so far, it includes Darian Parish, Sandy Rose, One Dolinsky, and Randier. And also in the 30 days, every day, they're going to add one rule to the DAO, one rule to the DAO every day for 30 days, one member to the DAO every day for 30 days. So we'll end up with, in 30 days, 30 members and 30 rules as part of this new Deso community DAO. And the Deso community DAO is also playing a role in the new interim verification process. So definitely check it out. Again, link below.
Yeah, I love the idea. I think things like this, we're going to see more things like this. I think we'll probably see some sort of creator fund DAO, some sort of NFT DAO. I think as we get closer to DAO, we're going to see a lot of really cool DAOs coming forward. And I think that's going to strengthen the community and strengthen just the activity within the community as well.
Yeah, and the top hashtags, Brian.
Yeah, the top hashtags. Number 1 is crypto. Number 2, Deso. Number 3, NFT. Number 4, music, which DOZ would like, I assume. And number 5, NFTs to space, which has been there a couple times now.
And number 6, verify DOZ.
Yeah.
No, not really, but tomorrow is going to be in the top list.
Let's do it.
So the top earners over the last 24 hours, according to Open Prosper, in total $6,000, totally messed that up. $6,089 was earned by 1,028 creators. 12 creators earned at least 1 Deso, which is about average, and 3 creators earned 10 Deso. Those 3 creators were DAO, who earned $4,123, The Tapes, and then Music DAO. And they were followed by Rhubarb, Sky Black Tunes, Speaking Light, Deegan Dudes, Supernovas, J3F3, and Sumar.
Yes, congratulations to all those people. And there's one event on Clubhouse today, one community event, and that's actually your event, DOZ. It's the Blockchain International Live Loop Artist Championships. Is that you?
Oh my goodness. Man, I thought I rescheduled that, but
Okay, so maybe it's not today. Then Miss Katie Ann, you told me it was today.
yeah, man, I'm so terrible with changing things on that dang Clubhouse calendar. But yeah, we absolutely want to highlight some live loop artists. Um, funny enough, we kind of switched it up. So the month of May, WavePoolX is announced a contest. So it actually kicks off tomorrow, May 1st, a part of the second wave for WavePoolX. And that's going to include live loop artists, acoustic musicians, electronic. If you know any comedians, we're looking for audio content. And so, yeah, definitely check out the WavePoolX Discord. The guys there already and the young ladies, they are getting active and excited. So, yeah, tune in. I think we're giving away over $5,000 worth of prizes and giveaways. I think $500 per category, and I think there's 10 categories. So definitely keep an eye out for that.
All right, so
That's
let's hear
awesome.
about WavePoolX because I'm slightly familiar with it. I saw the video at the LA event. It looked phenomenal. I came up to you during the show and I think I asked you if that was your project, right?
Right.
And you let me know it was your project. I'm like, wow, this looks amazing. But I've been so busy, I haven't really followed it since then. And I really do want to know, like, what is it all about?
Yeah.
Wait. Before we get to that, I just want to celebrate your 400th day on Deso. So,
I've been waiting for that horn.
okay, now we can move on.
Yes. Man, yeah, WavePoolX. That was something kind of birthed out of a conversation me and Rhubarb had, and both being longtime advocates and lovers of music, looking at this space, right? I joined Deso 400 days ago. That was kind of like my journey into NFTs, really, coming off of the Clubhouse NFT days. And looking around, there wasn't really many places for NFT artists or specifically audio creators in that space to kind of really explore and grow. And so, over that time, learning what it is to be a NFT collector and support other people during their drops and all of that, we learned a lot. I learned a lot. And so we decided to, kick it off like, hey, let's create the solution for the average bedroom producer, the average independent audio creator who's just getting out there, right? And they don't have a BMI affiliation, or they don't have, representation in the record industry. What if they were able to just curate, an experience for their community and have that community support them directly? And so we birthed WavePoolX out of that dream of saying, hey, let's create a DApp, right? Let's create this decentralized application that allows for music advocacy, but allows also the creators themselves to unlock all the monetization potentials of, say, the Deso blockchain, but also take advantage of some of the power of Arweave, right? And the data permeance that's solved there. And let's create this super tool, or this suite of tools that not only allows, creators to kind of create their catalogs and own their IP, because one of the bigger things with audio creators is licensing and contracts and split sheets. You're working with a multitude of other creators. And so we waited for splits and royalties to come, and we finally got them with Deso. And so, looking at some of the features that we have, excuse me, it was just like, okay, let's do this. I think we've lined up, and Deso's lined up, a bunch of ducks in a row for us. So let's put in the work. Like, at the end of the day, let's put in the work. We're gonna move slow, not fast, right? We're here for the long haul. So we want to make sure that we've got a product and that we've got a community that backs it and that's behind it, full of artists. At the end of the day, creators from all around the world, and creating a tool that at the intersection of the fan or the supporter and collectors and investors, can allow just an ecosystem of like daily content and ideas and exhibitions and performances and contests, kind of what exists in the real world to a certain extent, but in a more authentic way. And yeah, man, you got to check out the black paper. So I started writing the black paper.
I
Probably,
love that.
man, it was Black History Month, I think, actually. I started writing the black paper, and it's come a long way. It's only version 1. It's only a draft. It's a living document. So, we really want the DAO, once it's established, it is not established yet, but once it's established, to really more or less come together, lock in, around the core vision. So that's the black paper, that's the initial documentation, the operating agreement, the bylaws and mandates and proposals, and like really kind of create an organization that moves efficiently toward advocacy for independent audio creators. So
Yeah, and like I think after like speaking to Scott Page from Pink Floyd on Clubhouse, like I guess it was last week, like something he said is that it's so difficult for musicians to earn money anymore. Like unless you're really, really high up there and you can get all these views on YouTube and monetize those views, it's not easy at all. So like I think Deso is like the perfect vehicle because there's so many different ways they can monetize their music, monetize their name, whether it's social tokens or whether it's just getting diamonds for making posts or whether it's creating these music NFTs and using WAVPOOL and all of that. WAVPOOL,
it's all
and
good. I
all of it.
love
See,
it.
it's just stuck in my head from when I was a kid. I used to call them WAVs.
It's all good.
But yeah, like I think Deso is the perfect vehicle, and I love what you're doing because I think like it's something that I've been waiting to see is something that takes all these tools that Deso offers and then puts it together in something that musicians can understand, and then creates a DAO around it that's even more powerful because the musicians can actually own a part of WavePool as well.
Yeah. And then be even beyond just the musicians, right? Like as far as audio creators, I've got friends who are Foley artists, right? Who are making sounds for movies. You got all type of different audio engineers that create audio products, I'll say, that aren't necessarily music, but they haven't had a vehicle either. So, creating a suite of tools and being able to take that suite into the metaverse, right, was also part of our conversation. So, with our partnership with Art by City, with Jim Toth and Slava, as well as Kanchi, with Deso Ninja, and Astro Nation, we're, we're slated to literally go to space, go to another galaxy and, bring these tools there. The dream is being able to, own a boombox NFT, right? A 3D NFT in the metaverse that you can bring your whole creative records, your whole catalog of audio NFTs and play them in a metaverse environment. That's something that we're really excited about, just the same as the mobile app and the desktop app. So,
Imagine going back 10 years and just listening to that last minute of what you just said, like metaverse, Astronation, DAOs, social tokens. You'd be like, what's going on? What happened in the last 10 years, in the next 10 years?
Yeah.
I'm checking out the screenshots you have on WAVPOOLX.io.
WAVPOOLX? I got him saying it now.
WAVPOOLX.io. And they look awesome. Like I love the user interface. It looks like the UX is like on point. How is it like, say I'm a musician, I create a really great sound and I want to turn it into an NFT. Like what's the process?
Yeah, so we're trying to make it simple for artists, but long story short, when a creator comes into the WavePoolX environment, they're going to create two things, right? Two simultaneous actions happen. Their Deso identity is created, as well as their Arweave wallet. And the whole scenario is we've got something called smart licenses, right? Any audio creator, we want to educate before we allow the minting process to go underway. So when a creator first comes into the environment, they're not going to be able to mint right away. There's going to be think of it as 10 steps to success, right? Of understanding their responsibility, right? And their role in this whole ecosystem. But once they learn that, they'll have the opportunity to choose from a smart list of different contracts, whether that's sync licensing, whether that's mechanicals, whether that's just basic, copyright or derivatives. And they'll be able to create a package, and that asset package that includes their high quality audio file. It may have an owner's guide in there that explains how to take ownership of that NFT and keep it valid for secondary sale. We're going to give some best practices so that those audio creators can then, mint their first, their first audio NFT into the ecosystem. Now, granted, we're not storing anything on WavePoolX, right? We're just really a directory. And so these things are going to be whether it be on the mutable X, right, or on Ethereum, whether it'll be, once again in Arweave's wallet or really directly on Deso. We want to be able to pull all of that data into one centralized location and stream it as if you were, on Bandcamp, right? Or, any of these streaming platforms that support artists directly.
I love that.
Yeah, and I'm just waiting for you to slip up and say WAVPOOLX also.
Well,
I'm sure it's going to happen one of these days.
by the end of the show, yes.
Yeah, so the DAO, you want to talk a little bit about the DAO before we close out?
Yeah. Right now, we're in the infancy. Obviously, we're just finishing up. The first wave ends today. So for those who want to get one of those first wave NFTs, I would implore you to literally on it. We are going to close the first wave after today and start the second wave of NFTs alongside our showcase. As far as the DAO is concerned, once we're done with the first, second, and third waves, we'll have our membership base, we'll have our citizen base. Hopefully we'll have the tools for communication, and we'll be able to come together and make our first official coin holders meeting. That's been planned for, I think, I want to say June or July. And we're gonna get to the juicy bits. As far as the DAO, there's a lot of things to take into consideration, right? It being not established in the U.S., but in the metaverse, existing in a space where international creators are going to be impacted. There's a lot of things to kind of discuss in terms of what's the best way forward, and it's not mine. WAVPOOLX is not mine. And it's not Rhubarb's. We've had this discussion that this is literally for the community. This is for the audio creators. So we want to really hear the ideas. All we're focused on right now is really providing the framework, the base. This is the original concept. This is the original vision. This is where we see things going, guys. But after that, the roadmap for the DApp, the roadmap for the smart charts, the roadmap for, really the DAO itself and how we're going to govern. I think we're excited to explore where all these great minds and these great ideas come from. Because, one mind is great, two minds are better. Too many minds can get, can bring the rockets.
It's like the hive mind, it's like, it's good. You get all these great ideas and utilize the best.
Exactly. I mean, we're actually thinking of inverting the hive mind, right? Like making it so that all these independent minds still moving for the hive, right? Creating different ideas, because there's just so many things. There's, audio creators in Ibiza, who have a different viewpoint of music and audio and how it affects the world. And we want to hear it, and we want to expand everybody's mind. I'm here in Lancaster, Los Angeles, California, LA County, and my perspective is limited. I know that, so I'm excited for the DAO to come together and make us better. So
it's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, very.
Yeah, well, thanks for coming on our show. And everybody check out WAVPOOLX. You can go to WAVPOOLX on Deso. You can go to wavepoolx.io, and everything's there. Check out the black paper. Definitely something to read. I haven't read it yet, but I'm going to do that after the show. And thanks again, DOZ, for coming on. This is the first time you've been on our show.
I know. How'd that happen?
In 400 days, man. Yeah. It only took WAVPOOL to get me here, man.
Well, it's funny because we used to be, before Deso, we were also in the NFT scene on Clubhouse.
Right.
And I'm sure we've crossed paths. Like I think you seem so familiar to me. Like when I started seeing you as DOZ on Deso.
Yeah, man. I think back in the Farouk days and the NFTs.tips days and all those things.
Yeah, NFTs.tips. I don't even think they don't do the Clubhouse rooms anymore.
I think they just started back up. There was some inner turmoil, there's drama all across all blockchains, man. There's no hiding from it. So I think they went through a few waves, and I think they're starting back up themselves.
I was actually a moderator in the NFTs tips rooms. For probably about a month or so, and then Deso came out. I'm like, oh, Deso, this sounds so interesting.
Yeah, man, super excited. I think the next year, the next 400 days, I think it's going to really blow not just all the Dieselites' minds, but the entire Web3 space. I think is going to be, breaking their necks to say, wait a minute, what is this thing? What are they really doing?
Let's make a deal. You have to come on our 800th episode too.
Let's
And
go.
anyone's in between, but 800, it's reserved for you.
I like
And
it, man.
we'll see what happened in those last 400 days.
I love it. I love that. Yeah, I'll hold y'all to it too. So thanks again for having me, guys. This has
Yeah,
been great,
thank
man.
you.
We should absolutely do it again.
All right, everybody have a great weekend and we'll talk to you tomorrow.